The Calgary Stampede is in full swing, and among the rides, games, midway food kiosks, and rodeo is a spot in the BMO Centre known as Western Oasis. Each year, Western Oasis showcases artists, craftspeople, and musicians, and one of the artists participating in the show this year is Brad Holt. Brad is an Airdrie-based mixed media artist, and he joins me to talk about his work right now. Hello, Brad.
Hey.
Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today about your very cool artwork. Firstly, can you describe your style of art for us?
My style of art is very Western, very Alberta. I grew up in Alberta in a small town farm kid, and so my landscapes are very prairie oriented and mountains, and that's what I work with. I also have a bit of sculpture in my work that reflects Alberta small towns and old buildings and old trucks and things like that.
And I understand you use photography along with painting to create your work.
Yeah, I'm very much a mixed media artist. I work with acrylic painting, photography, wood and metal. A lot of my work is based off of a photo, so I actually work right off of an image transfer, a black and white photo or a historical photo or whatever I can get my hands on, and then I create over top.
What do you think is the most unique aspect of your artwork?
I think it's the story behind my pieces. I usually start off my process by going out and looking for an antique or something in an old barnyard or a farm that tells a story, and then I create a piece of artwork to tell a story about it.
So the inspirations behind your pieces always kind of change, I guess.
Yeah, and it kind of depends on what I find, and it's all kind of a journey. And so each piece kind of tells a story about the history of the area or the history of the farm or the history of Alberta or things like that. And I really enjoy that, bringing that connection together.
Do you have a preference of landscapes? Like, are you more the sweeping vistas of the flat prairies, or do you love the mountains and the...
A little bit of both. I mean, Alberta is a little bit of both, but I am a prairie boy, so grain elevators and fields and is what I want to paint and photograph.
Right. What led you into art in the first place?
I've always been an artist at heart. I've always dabbled here and there. I had a little extra time on the weekends about 15 years ago, and I just started making things and bringing them to farmers markets, and people loved it, and then it kind of went through there, and I jumped full force in, and now 15 years later, it's a full-time career, and this is my 9th year at the Western Showcase of the Stampede.
Right, yeah, I was going to talk about that. How did you first get in with the Calgary Stampede, the Western Oasis?
The Western Oasis is a bit of a dream come true for me, actually. I was a 4-H kid with the Chestermere Beef Club as a youth, and while my brothers and sisters were in showing their steers and cattle, I was in the art studios looking at all the artists and admiring the paintings, and I always thought, oh man, it would be amazing to do this kind of work. And then 20 years later, I applied for the Calgary Stampede Western Showcase, and I'm like, this is where I want to be, and it happened, and it was totally a dream come true. And some of those artists actually that I was admiring were still there when I joined, so it was really cool to be among the people who were my mentors.
Oh, great. What is it? Is there a kind of prestige being in the Western Oasis?
Absolutely, yeah. It's been going on for, 40 plus years, and every year is a jury process, and often the artists are chosen, but they get hundreds of applications, and every year they handpick each artist. And to be honest, it's probably some of the best Western artists in all of North America. Some years, other years, and artists come up from the U.S. and from all over the world.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a chance to go around and look and meet some of the artists?
Yeah, I know most of them now. There's a few new artists this year that I'm getting to know, but yeah, we're all in it together. We kind of join up as a group and do this event and other events with each other, so we're all colleagues. Tell
us about the work that you're showing at Western Oasis this year.
This year, I really love my collection. I have a good selection of different things. My showpiece is I built it out of a 1959 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, and I used the hood, and I cut a center out of the hood, and I put my artwork inside of it. And it's a scene depicting a Cadillac going down a country road, down a ranch way, and I have Elvis driving in the driver's seat on a grain elevator.
Okay.
East Cadillac Ranch, and I think it's just very modern and kind of fun, and the Cadillac is pink and very striking, so I think that's my favorite piece.
As you mentioned, you use sort of interesting pieces for frames, like old wood from barns. What is the most unique frame that you've used on a piece?
I mean, every year is a little bit unique. There's so many cool things out there. One year, one of my favorite pieces is I was able to salvage a grain scale, a large grain scale out of a Alberta grain elevator. And I did a standing sculpture and kind of did a piece of artwork inside of it that depicted kind of the area and the grain elevator that it came from. But it was a massive, cool scale that they used to put bags of grain and weigh them as the farmers would bring them in. And yeah, just things like that. Every piece kind of has a little bit of a story, and in the artwork and the painting, I try to depict that story and where it came from.
Now, do you sell a lot of work at Western Oasis, or is this a way just kind of introduce yourself to lots of people who are coming in through those doors?
I mean, it's a mixture of both. We all definitely sell quite a bit of artwork, and that's what keeps us coming back. It's been going on for so long that collectors know where to come, and I actually find people save up all year long to come to the Western Oasis to buy art. So we get that collector crowd and people who are looking for art, but we also get so many other people that are just coming to appreciate and to learn, and so there's both aspects to it. But yes, it's definitely something that keeps coming us back, and we definitely sell quite a bit of art there.
Well, thank you so much, Brad, for telling us about your work, and congratulations on getting in Western Oasis again this year.
Thanks, Lisa. I hope to see everybody down there.
That was Alberta artist Brad Holt. You can see his work at Western Oasis in the BMO Centre at the Calgary Stampede until Sunday, or visit his website at holtfineart.com.